Hi there folks, I'm harvesting some horseradish today, and I wanted to show you a couple of interesting things about it. First, I want to apologize about the background noise, but the corn harvest has started and the field is that way, not 100 meters away, so yeah. What we have here is one of our vegetable beds, nicely overgrown as you can see. The chili peppers were here up to a couple of days ago before the frost killed most of them, and here we grew climbing beans, which are now harvested and dead, of course, because of the frost. But at this end, where the fence where this metal meshing begins, several years ago I planted a small horseradish plant. It was less than a pencil thin with small leaves, and after a couple of years of struggling, I decided that this was not the right place for it, and I wanted to remove it and put in another location, probably in a space where it will be growing better. And after I dig the plant out and moved it, the piece which I dug out and moved died and didn't regrow on the next year. But here, from this spot where the original plant was planted, many new offshoots from the root begun, and I made sure to dig as much of the root as I could, but obviously I missed some pieces. And since then, horseradish has been growing here in a widening circle, so to speak, and each year I harvest several root parts of it, and this year is no exception. And here I wanted to show you a couple of interesting examples. This one here, this double root. So this double root is about 25 centimeters in length, and this is the length to which I dug and harvested last year's root. And at 25 centimeters down in the soil, the root snapped, and it was at that point. And this year it started growing two new shoots. So this is what I'm harvesting. And here, this thicker root, you can see that the bottom part is crumbling and brownish looking. It's rotting away. I tried to dig deeper to harvest a bigger piece of that, but the root downwards was rotten. So I suspect that it's a natural process of root deprecation, and the oldest roots just dying away to make room for new roots. And you can see that down here new feeder roots have emerged. So probably from this root there won't be any new regrowth next year, but from those it certainly there will be new and thicker roots probably. And this here as well. And this grew intertwined, so I usually don't harvest such thin roots, but it was impossible to get one without the other. And you can see that one of the plants was left because it's still small. The root is very thin, maybe finger size. And this one, this tiny baby, it also grew this year, and I'm leaving that just to see what will happen in the next one. Now, I know that you're probably familiar with this, but I still wanted to share it, seeing as this is a horseradish harvest video. Even if you are getting horseradish from the market, if the top part, the middle bud where the leaves are emerging, is still green and not dry, you can use the top part of the horseradish to grow a new plant. And it's a pretty simple process. You just remove all of the leaves, leave the middle bud, and trim maybe a couple of centimeters down. So nice smell. So this piece will be planted in a pot up to that point. Keep just the leaf buds above the soil, and I usually keep that in the basement to prevent it from freezing. But you can also grow it indoors if you want it to start growing in during the winter. And also you can start growing it by keeping it into a shallow dish of water, but I find that this often leads to rotting, so I use directly little pots and soil. And each of those tops will of course be saved and I will regrow the tops and plant them in another bed where I want to have a larger patch of horseradish, because we really love the horseradish paste, and currently we don't have enough horseradish for that. So I'm ready to plant the tops into little pots with soil, and I'll be done for today. And tomorrow I'll wash those roots and start preparing our horseradish paste, of which I have video in my channel, and try to link that into the description. And I'll see you in the next one.